Hello friends, Lee here from TableTop Bong. Thanks for joining me. In this video, I'm going to show you the #1 ball vape hack I have ever come up with. This one, when I was done doing it and I tested it, I was mind blown at what exactly the outcome was. So what I decided to do was tackle my two biggest pet peeves with ball vapes. So my biggest pet peeves with ball vapes is the PID, proximity and pulse. Everything else, absolutely spot on, right? But it's those two things that, kind of make me feel like I'm not having the best sesh possible with a ball vape. So I wanted to solve both of those problems. So what did I do? I just decided to start from scratch and look at the whole thing from a slightly different perspective. Sometimes you need to just take a step sideways to see the obvious thing that was in front of you the whole time. So I have been on this big analog kick lately, guys. I am basically vaping exclusively on analog. What I'm finding is when I remove all the static from my sesh, the vape is so much smoother and the sesh is just way better. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to solve proximity and I wanted to bring that same analog experience into my ball vapes. Because guess what? Since I've been exclusively analog or very close to exclusively analog, I've been missing the ball vapes. I'm not gonna lie, of course, you guys know how much I like the ball vapes, but pulse and proximity really makes it so that I don't want to pick them up. This solves that problem in such a simple, inexpensive way. It blew my mind when I was done just how simple this was. So here's what I decided to do. I decided to replace the PID altogether. Just get rid of that digital pulsing box, throw it away, and start with this. This is a 500 amp transformer. It's called a Variac 500VA. I'm going to link it in the description. I just pulled this off of Amazon. This is not a specialty part. This was built for like lab use and tools, audio, stuff like that. It's just basically an analog dial that allows you to control precision amounts of electricity, and there's no pulse. It's just an analog dial. So you can see the analog dial up top. You just turn it to set your temperature. You can see, basically what kind of output you have. It's very, very simple to use. So what I decided to do is since this came with a U-ground plug on the front of it as, the way that you're gonna plug into it and get power. So I thought, well, I'm gonna open this up, I'm gonna change that, I'm gonna hardwire it, and I thought, wait a minute, what if I just get an extension cord, cut the female end off, and then I cut the end off of my ball vape cord and just marry them together. I mean, really, when you're going analog, if you really think about it, you need your hot, your neutral, and your ground, on both components. And believe me, I'm not an electrical guy. I don't even have a meter for testing this stuff. I just know the common sense of it from doing some work around my house. You change a socket or something like that, and you have to know the basics. That's what I knew going into this, right? So once I realized that's all I'm gonna need is I just need the hot, the neutral, and the ground, then all I needed to do, because the ball vape cords have 5 different wires inside them, all I had to do was just take and basically cap 2 wires and connect 3 directly to the extension cord, and then I could plug it in. And that's exactly what I did. Well, actually, what I ended up doing is I took it a step further. This is why I'm not teaching you guys these steps today. I'm going to come back, do a full tutorial, and teach you how to wire your ball vape to plug it right into one of these. And I'm telling you, it took 5 minutes once I realized all I needed to do. It literally, as soon as I could see all the steps in front of me, it literally took me 5 minutes to pull it off. It was the fastest hack. So what this allows me to do, why I wanted to have this in a different location. I don't love having, all this stuff kind of cluttered around me when I'm having a sesh. I like to open the space up. I want to have, as anything electric, let's move it as far away from the situation as possible. Let's just have a clear space for a nice sesh, right? I don't want static in my sesh. I don't want clutter in my sesh. That's kind of where I'm at, right? I don't sit and scroll the news feed, for instance. I don't want that kind of static either, right? I want to sit and I want to enjoy the sesh. So what I wanted was with this, or what I wanted actually, before I even considered this, I always thought to myself, man, I need an extension cord for my ball vape so I can move the PID like 10 or 15 feet away to, a different outlet altogether away from my desk and just run the cord over. And basically what it does is it makes your ball vape, your corded ball vape, as convenient or more convenient than a wireless. I was like, man, what a great idea. Well, that's exactly what I did here. I used a 10-foot extension cord so I can actually plug this transformer in across the room and have it sitting absolutely nowhere near me while I'm using it. I just run the cord over to my desk and to the ball vape, right? And that's it. That's all there is to it. So then I just have the ball vape and there's no PID in the mix now. There's just this transformer sitting 10 feet away. I'm like, come on, this is the greatest thing ever. There's absolutely no pulse or static in the sesh. So what does that mean? How does that translate? Because this is really the important thing, friends. Here's what I've noticed when you go analog with your ball vapes. Your ball vapes actually hit smoother. Like, literally do. The sesh improves drastically. I couldn't actually believe how much it improved when I went full analog like this. There's zero static. So what you're getting, it's pure flavor and it's pure experience. I hope some of you give this a try. I really hope you do, so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Why am I not doing the full tutorial today? Well, two reasons. One, I didn't have a chance to go and pick up another cord so that I can actually hardwire one for you guys on camera, since what I made was a couple of these pieces here. So basically what I have is I have 10 feet of cord plus I've attached them together, and then I have the two ends, right? So I have one for the Chroma style, which is one particular pinout. And then I have one for, Crossing Tech and Cannabis Hardware. That's a different pinout. So I made two of these that I can just plug into the front, and then I have this end, which then I can just take any Chroma or AliExpress or whatever coil that would match this pattern and plug it into here, right? So this just kind of worked like an extension cord for me, because I have so many different ball vapes, and I'm reviewing different things all the time. I don't want to be limited to having to automatically cut the cord and attach it, because with the pigtails like that, right? I made two of them, one for each style. So now I can just basically use those and plug anything stock into it. It's a really, really easy setup to do. I would imagine somebody's going to get onto this and probably put some kind of kit together, which would be absolutely fantastic. If that was the case, what I would suggest would be making a little pigtail that would go in here with your U-ground plug, and then come out and have your 5-pin receiver on the end of the cord. So then you would just plug into that, and then you could have different lengths of extensions as well, right? It could be such a simple thing, but I mean, I know I'm looking a million miles ahead, right? But I just thought it was such a cool thing to be able to just grab one of these transformers. And here's the thing, guys, this cost me $90 Canadian. So what does that mean? That's about $70 US for this transformer. Certainly, a lot less money than a digital PID, and giving me a way, way better experience, right? So it's a really, really cheap hack. So basically you have the price of the transformer, which depending on your country, right? So let's say if you're in America, that's $70, and then a 10-foot extension cord, let's say, that's another, say, $10, right? So you're going to be, under $90 by the time you're all said and done, by, picking up some electrical tape and stuff too, right? You're going to be under $90 for this, and you're going to have a pulse-free, static-free, put it wherever you basically want in the room. You just have to make sure whatever cord you grab for it, the extension cord portion that you're going to plug into this, you just have to make sure you get a long enough extension cord, right? That's all. But here, I'm going to throw a caution, guys. If you do this, do not ever plug this into your outlet, like your home outlet. This is not for that. This only plugs into the transformer. And that's why I'm suggesting probably the move would be to have a little pigtail, right? Where you can't really have the end of the ball vape plug into the wall. So that's a caution. If you guys are going to do this hack, you need to be aware. If you have small children or something, make sure that there's no way they could pick that up and plug it into the wall. That's a big deal. Maybe even put a warning tag on it or something, right? I don't have that personal situation, so I can just keep everything organized and off to the side, and I don't ever have to worry about that. So let's jump in, and you know what? I'm going to, what I've done, I'm actually, here, I'll just show you, using the transformer right now to power my Zen Leaf. Which I have kind of off to the side, which is just a space thing right now. So why don't I just grab a bowl and some dry herb, and I'll show you running with this this little 500 amp transformer. This is the best hack ever, guys. It changes the sesh in a way that once you do it, you'll be like, no, I get what that dude was talking about, man. I get what he was talking about. The weed is just smoother. The experience is just smoother. There's zero question about it. This should be the default experience without any question in my mind. This analog pulse free, it really takes your ball vape up a big, big notch. Cheers. Analog ball vapes. Who would have guessed it, eh? I am so happy with this. It's unbelievable to be able to bring the analog experience into ball vapes like this and have them just have the whole experience work exactly as it is. Dialing in with this transformer, it was really, really easy. I've dialed in, I think, about 4 different ball vapes now just to get the temperature right. So, it's just a dial up top, which I'm going to be honest with you. Once you figure out where to start, it's basically easier than trying to, up and down and, oh no, I held the button too long and now I passed it and all that you do with the digital PID. They're not the greatest system either, are they, right? So this is absolutely just with your dial. It is so easy. It's a faster adjustment than with the digital PID every time. And the thing is, once you get it dialed in for the ball vape that you're using, you just turn the button off and on and it's already set at the temperature you want anyway. Right? So it's sitting across the room, you walk in, you hit the button, it heats your ball vape up in about 3 minutes, the same as a digital PID, right? It just powers the coil, that's all we're doing, but we're powering it in a more responsible way, quite honestly. This is far more responsible than a digital PID as far as, containment. So I don't want to go too far into that. Let's rip another bowl. This is absolutely amazing, but I will tell you what, I want to tell you guys too, I have another option for upping your ball vape game in an analog way as well that I'm going to show you guys tomorrow. It doesn't necessarily help you with proximity, but it's a way to, remove all the static like we're doing here. So I'm going to bring you that tomorrow. So just make sure you're watching for that too. So this isn't the only option I have to get you out of the pulse zone. Cheers. That's what I miss about ball vapes right there. But it's back now. Definitely smoother than any other ball vape sesh I've ever had using this. Doesn't matter which ball vape I'm attaching to it, it is straight across the board a noticeable difference. And you would think if it was a wireless ball vape like I'm using here, it wouldn't make a difference. It does actually make a difference how the energy is being delivered to the e-nail coil. So straight across the board, I will say, in my opinion, this ups your ball vape game drastically for less than the price of an average digital PID. All right, friends, so I just wanted to jump on, show you this. I'm gonna come back in a few days and I'm gonna grab another cord and I'm gonna just pull out one of my ball vapes. We're gonna cut the ends off. I'm gonna show you exactly how to connect it and to hook it right up to this. So you're gonna be able to see each step. I'll just do it one step at a time for you and show you like literally 5-minute hack to use this as your power source and move it across the room, get all of these great benefits, and have the best ball vape sesh of your life. All right, my friends, until next time, take care.